A few weeks ago, Channel 31 celebrated their 10th Antenna Awards, celebrating community television from different communities and cultures. After missing the 2020 awards ceremony, the ceremony was postponed countless times and eventually cancelled from an in-person event to the very first remote online awards ceremony. We are humbled to be with director, actor and producer of the 2021 Antenna Awards, Marie Kelly, who will discuss the challenges of bringing a remote online awards event as well as the opportunities Channel 31 provides to the wider community. Thanks for joining us today, Marie. As I understand, you've made quite a name for yourself through acting, directing, producing and more. Can you explain your initial interest to begin volunteering at Channel 31?
My first gig at Channel 31 was actually to interview Pete Murray for a show called Shuffle Melbourne, where we talked music. So it was after that interview that I found out Channel 31 were doing their internship program. And so I thought, well, this is great because unfortunately the show didn't get to go ahead. I was like, I'll still get some experience behind the scenes because I was starting to look at producing and get an eye for editing. So I wanted more experience doing that. And that's how I got involved.
Amazing. So the Antenna Awards were postponed countless times this year. How frustrating was it for you and everyone working on it to not have an in-person ceremony this year?
It was devastating because it takes out so much of the community in community television. So the last Antenna Awards, everyone was able to see personalities or meet people that they'd heard of or seen clips of but hadn't actually encountered in person. So it's really personable and everyone gets to know each other. You really get to know the community, and people from Adelaide come over as well. So it's great to see the Adelaide crew when they come over. Lauren Hillman from Channel 44 is such a great advocate for community television, and to see her crew and the personalities from Adelaide come over and to celebrate with us, it's always so wonderful. So to have it postponed, first restrictions put on it, then postponed, then postponed, then postponed, and then cancelled and turned into a pre-recorded event. So it is really hard on the community and everyone involved to not have an in-person event.
So you've been a part of these Antenna Awards previously. What roles did you possess and what years were they in?
I've only been part of this year, so 2021 Antenna Awards and the 2019 Antenna Awards. So in 2019, I was talent wrangler. So that meant I was making sure everyone knew when to go on stage to present, how they would do the presenting, like which way to go up on stage, if everyone was well watered and fed, and then organizing photos for everyone as well.
Channel 31 was very close to coming to an end until the government renewed the license for another 3 years. What was your initial reaction to this last minute renewal, and how has Channel 31 influenced your passion for media?
So I think I screamed.
Like a lot of us did.
Yeah, I was like, yes! Like I saw the announcement and I was so excited because we hadn't found out before the Antenna Awards, we were thinking that the Antenna Awards was going to help push us over the line. And when they didn't go ahead, there was kind of this dread with everyone involved that, oh no, if we couldn't put together the Antenna Awards, maybe we're definitely not going ahead as a station. What are we going to do with the Antenna Awards if we have nowhere to broadcast it? So there was just so much tension between the antennas being postponed for the first time and the renewal in late June. But it was such a huge relief. And yeah, every time we have this little battle, which I'm so glad we've been renewed for 3 years instead of just a 12-month extension. Every time we have this little battle, everyone comes out of the woodwork. People who've been involved 10 years ago, people who were from RMI TV like yourself, newly coming to community television, everyone comes out to support it, even politicians as well.
How much time did it take to prepare the ceremony, and what work went into the remote ceremony?
Ooh, okay, so the original ceremony, we started preparing the first week of April because it was meant to be the last weekend in May. So about 2 months of preparation, but things had been organized before I came on board. And then when it came to rejigging the ceremony for pre-record, uh, there wasn't much work to be done because a lot of it already had been there. So unfortunately, a lot of the work was canceling some people, like, canceling live music performances because it wasn't feasible, canceling uh, our room hire at Federation Square because the event would have been at Federation Square. And then the next steps were checking if people had the equipment to record when they were going to present or record their acceptance speeches. A lot of people were just able to record from home and send in their presenting or acceptance speeches. So that was really great.
That's fantastic. New world for sure. So how many people did the ceremony involve remotely then?
Ooh, I can't say for sure, but there were so many people behind the scenes. So there were our graphics designers, Hari, Shane, the crew over at Adelaide, who would have done their own wrangling. There were 4 or 5 producers in Melbourne, and I think a few people in Adelaide as well. I don't have an exact number, but I do know that for if we were going to have it as a live event, there would have been 40 to 50 people in the crew,
Yeah.
and also helping people to their seats as well, ushers and the like.
Do you have any last motivational words for the opportunities of working at Channel 31 and the role it plays in society?
I think everyone should give it a go. So whether you're, depending on what university you're at, if you want to get into filmmaking or get into television, I think it's a really good idea to check out the internship program at Channel 31 or find a Channel 31 program, a community television program, whether you're in Adelaide or Victoria, or I think there are even some up in Sydney as well. Find them, seek them out, ask them if they need any volunteer crew members because it is a really good place to start. I've learnt so much at Channel 31 and at my time at community television. So most of my experience with editing and producing has come from Channel 31. So I'm really, really thankful for it.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Marie, for your insightful information into the 2021 Antenna Awards, as well as your fantastic career that you've had volunteering at Channel 31.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up, we're speaking to Nikki Vivica. Stay tuned.